La Mer, what Visit Dubai once called Dubai's best beachfront, went from a bustling F&B destination to a deserted ghost town within a few years of its opening. Located in Jumeirah 1, La Mer is owned by Merex, a joint venture between Dubai Holding and Brookfield Asset Management, which also manages City Walk and the beach in JBR. While the JBR location has been a big success, we spoke to the CEO Shahram Shamsi to find out what went wrong at La Mer.
It was basically, not trading at the levels that was expected. So commercially, it was a sort of underachieving its objectives and its original development sort of objectives. And I think at one point, it was 130 food and beverage units. Now, that's a really hard, it's very hard to even globally look elsewhere and say, well, where can I find 130 together, right? Like just the composition, the volumes, unit sizes, a host of things just didn't, You've had it opened in 2017, so, you generally, by 2020, if you look at most things, that's really where you should be peaking in terms of occupancy, trade volumes, etc. But unfortunately, it was going the other way. Our occupancy levels were down, trade volumes down, occupancy cost high.
And these factors led to the closure and demolition of La Mer last year, but only to make way for a new dining district with 13 luxury beachfront restaurants. Construction is well and truly underway for the redevelopment of La Mer South, which is slated to open its doors to the public in September this year as J1 Beach.
Predominantly some beach clubs and restaurants, right? Which is what we call La Mer South, J1 Beach. Totally different to what was there before. These are all what we call high-end quality premium, some super premium sort of food and beverage operators. Predominantly lots of operators, locally they have partnered up with what we call highly reputable companies as operators. But the brands have not been here. So there's quite a number of new sort of concepts and brands coming in. Dubai doesn't have a destination like this in terms of size, in terms of the number of operators together in one location. But it's been a significant investment from our side. Obviously, it wasn't just the development cost. There was a complete demolition, right, of what was there. So there was a sort of a investment in totality in terms of the write-off cost and the redevelopment of it, right? The downtime. So it's quite significant.
Another one of Merex's destinations that went through a transformation was City Walk. Initially launched to be a fashion high street similar to Oxford Street in London or Champs-Élysées in Paris, City Walk failed to attract the desired footfall, revenues, trade volumes, and occupancy rates until 2020.
First of all, the property was never big enough to be a fashion hub. So it's got a lot of outdoor areas. So there is seasonality issues with it. And generally high streets in most parts of the world are located in highly populated, highly serviced public transport areas, right? And traditionally old parts of the cities.
So how did it go from 41% occupancy before the pandemic to 98% today?
We've gone through a sort of a very lengthy managing a change of the look and feel of this asset. It was at the time, and in our first 2.5 years, probably our most challenging asset out of all of them. We still have quite a bit of food and beverage here, but we rationalized that. Was far too many operators, it just didn't make sense. And then we've sort of shifted towards what we call destinational sort of stuff. So the cars, the health, the wellness, some commercial office usage, some personal services. So a lot of uses that have got, the change has been about much more destinational things than impulse things. Yeah, so we've got lots of demand we can't provide for. Honestly, we just have a lot of demand we can't provide for, right? And we're not building more, right? We're just going to manage, the portfolio to the best of our ability, and just future is bright.